This is Talkin' Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. Talkin' Golf is brought to you by
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. Cherokee Country Club, Madison's only private facility to offer an 18-hole golf course, indoor-outdoor tennis, pickleball, fitness center, outdoor pool, and 2 restaurants. And by Wisconsin.golf, covering the people, courses, tournaments, and golf issues in the Badger State and beyond.
Now, here are your co-hosts for Talkin' Golf, the former Wisconsin men's and women's golf coach and member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, Dennis Tiziani, and longtime Wisconsin sportscaster, Paul Brown.
And we welcome you to another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. From Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. On the show tonight, Steve Stricker is going to check in, and we'll find out how he felt about playing down at the Colonial this past weekend in front of no fans. Jack Gaudian is going to be on. Jack is the owner of several golf courses in the state of Wisconsin, a buddy of yours.
He is, yes.
And I got a little story that I got to tell before we start the interview with...
Before he comes on?
Yep, and I'll tell you about that later. And Bobby Stricker is going to be on the program as well, because she's playing in a big tournament this week.
Yeah, she is. She's going to play in a state amateur, I think. And
yep.
She'll be good on. She's looking for. I haven't talked to her, but I know her well enough. She's looking forward to be. This is her gig, you know. She's in the School of Journalism.
Yep.
And she's very strong on this type of things that are very good. Her and her sister, you know.
We're going to talk about that a little later.
Yeah,
I've got some things on Bobby that I'm going to ask her for an example. Her dream foursome. Do you know who her dream foursome is?
Well, her grandpa for sure.
And her favorite golfer. That one surprised me. We'll get to that later. She's got a superstition when it comes to golf.
Yeah.
She's also got a song that she goes to when she's looking for hype.
Oh, yeah.
And her dream job, a member of the media for the PGA Tour.
Yeah, she's really good. She's exceptional to be with. She's got none of her mom, a lot of her dad. Her sister has all of her mom, none of her dad.
And tonight we begin a new feature on Talking Golf, the Golf Effect Radio Network. If you have any interest, you can watch the show live, believe it or not. All you have to do is go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, you search for the Golf Effect, AFFECT. And when you see that, you should see the Golf Effect channel. And all you got to do is click on that, and the live video should come up for better or worse. Here we are at Cherokee.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it on YouTube, that's what you got to do. How'd you like golf without fans? Did you watch any of it over the weekend?
No, I watched a little bit of it. I don't know if I think fans make a little bit of a difference to somebody, especially if it's local. But I think as the year goes on and these guys play, you know, they're more into let's get this done, let's get it over with, get on to the next event. I think, you know, they're important, but they're more important to the people putting on the show than the people who are show.
It did seem strange, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, they, yeah, it is. But, you know, the people that are really in the game are the ones that really are standing in the stands behind a specific hole. Those people that are walking, you know, along, very difficult. First of all, they can't see it very well. And many times can't see where it lands on the green, but those places that have stands, 16 at they're in Phoenix, right here, 18 at the tournament here at Cherokee, or at
there'd be some interesting shots there if they weren't blocked by the stands or whatever.
Yeah, but good stuff. At least they're playing, and I think this is, you saw it. There's some guys at a little bit of rust. You know,
there's 3-4 putts inside of 3 feet that were missed in critical situations in that tournament.
You know, some of those guys are sponsored by Evinrude now. Did you know that?
Evinrude?
Yeah, the motorboat, putt, you know. Oh.
Here we go. It's only beginning. We'll be back with Steve Stricker after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Mommy, look at my boat. It's sailing.
Introducing the Her Journey Around the World started in our overflowing bathroom sink policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Get a quote. Find an agent. Visit amfam.com for homeowners policy information.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A cherished family visit looks different today at Oak Park Place, but the feelings of love and support haven't changed. The focus is always on resident health and safety. Thank you to the families for finding unique ways during difficult times to connect with loved ones while maintaining physical distance. A wave and a smile from outside, a yard sign with a special message, all to bring joy to the residents. They have locations on Madison's east side in the Nakoma neighborhood, Janesville, Baraboo, Oak Creek, and Wauwatosa. Visit oakparkplace.com. How would you like to play golf at Wild Rock in Wisconsin Dells or UW Ridge here in the Madison area and support the Golf Effect charity at the same time? That's right, you can play Wild Rock and UW Ridge for $50. That's a great price for those two courses, and by the way, it includes the cart. All you have to do to get your passes is go to the website that's called thegolfeffect.org. Click on the golf passes, order the number of rounds you would like to play. You can pay for them through PayPal, and Cherokee will send you the amount of passes that you ordered. By the way, those passes for UW Ridge are good Monday through Thursday, and Wild Rock is good Sunday through Thursday. There's a limited number of passes to be sold. Trust me, they're going to go fast. A chance for you to play Wild Rock and UW Ridge for $50 by going to thegolfeffect.org.
Thirty seconds, guys.
We're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and it's nice to have Steve Stricker with us for a couple of minutes. Steve, I'm not going to take credit for this, but I bet there's one thing about the Colonial you didn't know, and your father-in-law just instructed me. One of the sponsors of it was Evinrude, and the reason for that was putt, putt, putt.
Yeah, that's I did have a lot of putt, putt, putt.
Not him. I didn't say.
No, not you. He was talking about the overall, the tournament.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of putt, putt, putts on 17 yesterday, too, in that last couple of groups.
Yeah, there was.
Overall, what was your reaction to the weekend and playing without fans? How'd it go in your mind?
You know, we were so lucky to be playing and fortunate to, you know, be able to get out there and play. That being said, it wasn't normal by any stretch of the imagination. There wasn't a lot of energy out there at the course. You know, it kind of felt like you're playing a U.S. Open qualifier because you're playing with pros, like trying to qualify for the U.S. Open and no gallery. And it just was a weird feeling, but, you know, lucky that we were able to get out there and play, put some golf on TV for people to watch. And so that part was really cool.
Can you kind of give us a little bit of an insight into some of the things that went on? For an example, the PGA announced, I think the official total, they tested 587 times. Every one of them were negative, which was a good thing. And how about the accommodations? And just give us a little insight into that aspect of what was going on there this past weekend.
Yeah, tested a lot of players. I think there was only like 2 caddies and 1 player on the Korn Ferry Tour that tested positive. Other than that, across both those tours, just those 3 guys. So that's really good news. It was pretty seamless. You know, I got there on Tuesday morning, went right to the testing facility. There wasn't another player there. I got tested. I got my results back in a couple hours, and I was good to go. So it was pretty seamless. It seemed a little weird. You know, we went out to dinner a couple times. You know, Texas was a little bit more open than what we are here in Wisconsin. But, you know, it's kind of got to get back at it, you know, and be careful, wear your mask when you can is what we did. And, you know, washed our hands a bunch and just tried to be careful. And then I got tested today. That was the biggest thing for me, was to come back home. And I didn't want to bring it back home into our house. And so I went and got tested today, waiting for those results to come back. So just a different, you know, world we're living in right now. And just trying to be smart about it and go from there. Hey, can I hit one shot? I'm out here playing. It's my turn. Hang on.
I wonder what club he's got in his hand.
I don't know. I wonder who he's.
We'll have to get a report.
3-wood.
3-wood?
It's 3-wood. It's a 3-wood.
So
maybe I could be Jim Nance. Steve Stricker is getting ready to hit his 3-wood.
All right. Sorry about that.
No problem. Steve, when you think about the Colonial, how cool is it? Your name's on the wall there with a lot of other outstanding golfers from around the world that have won there at the Colonial. You winning it back in 2009. How does that feel when you look at the wall? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's a special place. It's a special tournament, you know, in my part, because of having won there. Yeah, and I looked at the wall this week when I teed off on the first hole there the first 2 days, and, you know, to see all the great past champions there, Ben Hogan on there 3 times, and just a lot of great players, Nicklaus and Nick Price, and just up and down the greatest players of all time, you know, on that board with them is pretty special.
What's in your agenda, or what's on your agenda now for the next 3-4 weeks as you look at what's going to happen with your playing days and that type of thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of up in the air about. I'm not playing this week. Kind of up in the air about playing next week, which is in Connecticut. It's the Travelers Championship. So I'm kind of thinking I want to go do that, and then take one more week off, and then play a couple of tournaments back to back at Muirfield. They're having a tournament before the Memorial at Muirfield, and then the Muirfield tournament. So play those couple of tournaments there. So just kind of feeling it out. You know, that was our first week and trying to get a feel for what's going on. And my game's really not that sharp. Working on a few things, and didn't get a lot done in the 3 months. Played a lot of social golf, but didn't really work on my game, and that kind of caught up to me a little bit. So, but I'm starting to focus again and get back at things I know I need to do and get better at, and then hopefully start playing better.
One more, and then I'll let you go, and you can finish playing. Any future announcements or any update on the Ryder Cup? Any late news from that area?
No, you know as much as I do, Paul, and I have another call with the PGA of America this week. You know, I don't know if they're going to make a decision or not. They were, you know, I think we were polling the players last week at the Colonial. You know, I think half fans would be kind of a nice compromise. I don't know if that's going to even be possible. You know, there's still travel restrictions on the UK coming to the United States. You know, there's just so many things still up in the air. And then, you know, you got the virus that's kind of resurfaced, and, you know, cases are spiking. And so it's just all this uncertainty that I don't know. I have no idea which way it's going to go. Personally, I think I would love for it to be played with fans, obviously. And my next choice would probably be about 50% fans, and then my third choice would be push it off the next year. But that's me, and I don't get paid to make those decisions. So they're gonna make those decisions, and there's a lot of money involved, right? I mean, there's a lot of money if we push back. The tour gets affected because it's a President's Cup year next year. I mean, there's just so many things if we do push back that affects. So your guess is as good as mine, but I hope we play.
How'd you hit that 3-wood? Right on the green?
Oh no, it was a par 4, a little skinny, but I'm in the fairway.
Thanks for your time, Steve.
Skinny.
We appreciate it.
You guys, thanks.
We'll be back
Bye-bye.
after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Play the best-kept secret in Wisconsin golf. Wild Rock Golf Club in Wisconsin Dells. This Herdston and Pride design not only features stunning views from elevated tee boxes, but it also showcases the natural beauty of the surrounding area that will dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike many places you played before. A true test of golf for players of all skill levels. Book your tee time online today and see what you've been missing at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
This is Gary D'Amato with Killarney Golf Media. Check out our coverage of golf in Wisconsin and beyond on wisconsin.golf. We cover people, courses, tournaments, issues, and trends. Anything and everything that impacts golf in our state. And keep listening to The Golf Effect for expert analysis, topical dialogue, and great guests. Between wisconsin.golf and The Golf Effect, we've got you covered.
Oak Park Place invites you to join them for a personal virtual tour from your home. You can virtually walk the halls, visit a model apartment, and see the common spaces, all based on your unique needs and interests. Choose the fit that is right for you, from independent to assisted living, memory care, and short-term rehabilitation. They have locations on Madison's east side, in the Nakoma neighborhood, Janesville, Baraboo, Oak Creek, and Wauwatosa. Visit oakparkplace.com.
Hey, Lauren, you ready for things to get back to normal yet?
Yeah, I really am. I really miss hanging out with my friends and family, going out to eat, and sporting events.
You should check out Cherokee Country Club this year. You can enjoy sports at a safe distance with our golf range, indoor-outdoor tennis, swimming, and beautiful 18-hole golf course. Also, our sports lounge is open to the public. Have you tried their Friday night fish fry?
No, I haven't. I think that's something my family and I can really enjoy. I'm going to tell my friends about it. Where can we sign up?
Call me, Kristen, at 608-241-8788.
Cherokee Country Club. Pay for what you play. Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
"30 seconds, guys."
Oh, man. And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. We're at Cherokee Country Club. And now we're going to check with Jack Gaudian. Jack is the owner of the Legends Club, Brandy Brook, Bristol Cone Pines, Merrill Hills, and Bergamont. And when I called Jack earlier today, he's with us, isn't he, by the way?
I'm here.
I called Jack the other day, or today, Dennis, and he said, I might appear on the show,
Really?
but there's a problem. And I said, what's the problem? And he said, Dennis Tiziani owes me 25 cents, and he better pay me the money or I'm not coming on the show.
Oh, right. Can
What's
you imagine
this guy? What's that about?
Wait a while. First of all, we've got on our books. In fact, Kelsey just told me, what is this 50 cents that Jack Gaudian owes you? It's been on there forever. So I said, just forget about it. Take it off. He's not going to pay it. But what do you mean he's worried about coming on here? This guy here.
What's the money? What's that deal about? Or should I ask Jack?
Well, it's who made the most birdies in a tournament one time. And, I mean,
Jack, I don't think I'm ever going to get an honest answer from him. Do you want to tell us exactly what it's about?
Well, I mean, if Dennis wants to claim he had more birdies than me in a tournament, I mean, I'll defer to my elder. But truth be told, it's, it's been ongoing for a long time. He's been in denial, and it's okay. I mean, Dennis, it's okay. Just call it an appearance fee, and that way your ego can take it. It'll be fine. Just go ahead and send me the 50 cents, and it's an appearance fee.
No. It's 50 cents you owe me, not to. And the other thing is that you better check the record about these birdies. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't see your name on none of them trophies.
Well,
but I tell you
either
one
way,
thing.
Neither one of us are making many of them anymore.
No,
so
you're right about that. You're right about that.
Jack, I have a feeling you're never going to see that 50 cents.
No.
Yeah, you know what?
No, he's good at what he's the best at what he does. He's probably the best. He's the best administrator for golf that I've been around. I've been with him, or not with him, but I've known him for the better part of, I don't even know how many years, 30 years. He used to manage the course for us, Country Club of Wisconsin, years ago.
Yeah.
Long time
ago. That was
fun. That was fun. And he took it from
1991.
Nothing. Is that what it was? 91? That's 20 years. Yeah. Oh, man, I tell you what. But he took it from the start of nothing to one of the best EBITDA courses. Most people, when I use that word, won't understand what I mean anyway. But the point is, he made a lot of money for us.
I tell you what, though, when
that was actually 90. That was 95 to 97. I think is when that was.
That was pretty good.
But you know what? When you say something like that, that's a pretty strong statement coming from somebody like yourself that's been involved in the golf business for 50 plus years. Or why do you say that?
Well, I saw it firsthand.
What's it based on?
Well, it's based on it. It's when you bring somebody in to manage, how did you grow the business? Now, there's a number of ways you grow it. Of course, what was interesting for me, or what I was looking at, was how he grew it from the bottom line. I use the word EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and alike. And he had, at that time, a bigger bottom line than some of the best courses that I know about that are public courses today. Then. And, he led us down the road for 5 years when we had after we done building it and worked good. And then he took off over here and he had 3 or 4 courses. What was the name of the company you were with? Because you had Windsor. He was at Windsor. I'm going to tell you what he did. He did 56,000 rounds at 1 year there.
At Windsor.
Yeah, think about that. 27 holes.
With or without a boat, it's fine. It was good. Everything was fine. We didn't have a lot of rain that year. It was all good.
Not a boat. I don't care. Still pretty good.
I was a KS. Yeah.
Plus
Cannon and KSL.
Plus he's
and then
KSL. Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah. Plus he's a good friend. Good friend. He's a good family guy.
Well, that's even more fun.
Everything about it. Everything about it is good.
We're chatting with Jack Gaudian, and Jack, over the years, I've seen articles about what you talked about in terms of some of the keys to success. You need great course conditions. You need pool, tennis, fitness facilities that are second to none. But you need primarily one of the things, family-focused programming, and families are the key. Kind of talk a little bit about those two things, and why is that important?
Well, obviously the golf business has many niches and many segments. I'm in the private club segment now, and not to say that's the only segment that matters, but in my world, if you don't have the whole family engaged in the club at something, I prefer golf, obviously, but if you don't have them engaged completely in the club, you'll lose that family ultimately. And we've been very successful attracting young families. Most haven't been members of clubs before, so that's kind of a fun process of educating people as to the club we're trying to run, because there's a lot of different ways to run clubs. It's worked out well for us. I mean, we've had some curveballs along the way, but we've grown. We started here at Brandybrook and opened in 2003. We've now grown to, just in Waukesha, 950 golf members and probably close to 1,400 total member families in the club, and now 3 facilities. So we built one and ended up buying 2 others, and it's worked out really well. And ultimately, now I own the whole thing. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's all mine. So it's been a long, winding road. I'll put it that way. And most of it I didn't see completely in front of me, but it still starts with the foundation of appealing to young families and what they need and what they're looking for, and a strong junior program, a strong ladies program, couples, men's, the event stuff for families is a big part of what we do. But that leads you to dining and banquets and wine clubs, and there's 1,000 different avenues. All of them generate revenue, and those revenues need to be used to reinvest in facilities and sometimes renovating facilities that you have.
Jack,
so it's been good.
Jack, how's COVID-19 affected you in the golf industry?
Dramatically. The fear factor initially of not knowing if you're ever opening it was a pretty stressful time. It's turned into, from a golf perspective, the biggest opportunity ever in this business, and I don't think any of us saw that. But now that 95% of the courses in America are open, since May, probably playing the most rounds they've ever played. Golf has been a safe escape from the reality of this disease in people's lives. We've got people out of the basement and out on the golf course safely, and I don't think we're doing a good enough job, communicating that, because what I see with our members playing literally double the rounds they used to play, and it's not because they're all not working. It's because they feel safe there and they enjoy it. And, being outside, you feel safer than inside. And it's been really, really good. From March to May 1st, pretty stressful. Some tough decisions had to be made operationally and blah, blah, blah. That wasn't much fun. And the revenues are different at different places because of it. But the bigger picture is people are playing more golf, and that cannot be a bad thing.
I want to ask both Dennis and Jack this question in terms of exactly what you were talking about, in terms of different facilities, be it a small facility in a small town or a major facility in a big city and that kind of thing. Are courses going to survive, or are some of them unfortunately going to go by the wayside because of what's happening? What do you think, Dennis?
Well, I think that, they're going to continue the trend. Courses have been going sideways for a long, long time. Remember, a lot of people built, and Jack can relate to this, built these courses with real estate around them. And the exit to building that course was the homeowners was going to buy that course, and then the developer would move on. Not happen. And what happens, and I say I'm pretty much like he is, not stuck with, but that's what we have, is real estate, basically. And then around us, we have the recreational facility. So we have to study or survive using both. But I think that courses, I don't know how many there was not too long ago, there was like 45 courses that were for sale in Wisconsin that you knew about. Think of how many aren't. But when you start going north from here, I mean, there's I'm not even north, maybe not too far from here. The race to the bottom of being cheap is difficult to contend with. And they're paying the same price for fertilizer, for this, and everything else. And it's going to be difficult for them to survive. Unfortunately, what they've done is cut some corners. One of them is the golf side, the golf professional side. So here we go. Now we're not bringing people in. We're not showing them how to play, right? And then all those expensive positions are being cornered and cut back. So it's a slow death for some of them, but it's like when the wind blows and you have dead limbs on a tree, and the wind blows and the dead limbs fall out, but the tree grows. So that's what will happen here.
I miss you, Dennis. If there's not a Dennisism in there somewhere, it's not the truth. I love that. I do. I'm glad I'm not a dead man, or you wouldn't have called me.
You're funny.
In any business, the weak ones fail. No question about it.
Right.
Jack,
I
we
still
opened.
believe
Jack,
more golf being played.
Jack, we opened this show, and Dennis said we were talking right before Steve came on about the Colonial, and he said, "Did you know there was a sponsor down there this weekend that nobody knew about?" And I said, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Evinrude." And I said, "What?" And he went, "Putt, putt, 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 putt."
They were putting like motorboats on it.
Oh yeah, they need to come take a lesson from your brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. He's funny. He plays every day now. So he's angling for you guys. That's what he says anyway. He's only teaching a half a day, and he plays with his buddies here every day.
We're chatting with Jack Doughty, and Jack, you look in your crystal ball 5-10 years. What does golf look like?
Well, I think some of what Dennis talks about happens. I think certainly the build it and they'll come people aren't going to be in the business unless they're really good at it. I think ultimately, I think the game is healthier than it's ever been because of what it means. I still think you need to know what you're doing, and I think you need to be in the right place. I don't think golf can work everywhere, or it can't work in some places just simply because it's oversupplied still. But I think the golf industry is going to be healthy. I think there's a whole lot of families now playing golf this summer that had their kid in a select sport that they're not playing. And I think those kids are going to play more golf and play more golf with their parents. And I don't think they're going to stop playing when, their select sport kicks in again. So there's a huge opportunity here to reconnect families with the game that have given up on golf because all their time went into something else.
Right.
And I think it's a huge, huge opportunity. And I think we need to do a better job of saying why golf matters. And hopefully that gets done. I think we're trying. I think people that love the game love it more now than ever. And it could have been disposable, right? Right now, people are really evaluating what matters to them. And I'm bullish on it, but I've always been bullish on golf. I just believe people, once they're connected to it the right way, never turn loose of it. And that's up to us to do that. And you have to have people that, obviously have the financial means to do it too. We can't fix a bad economy with the game of golf, but overall, I think we're going to be fine. If you wanted me to predict 5 years from now, I don't know. I can predict 5 months from now.
You're right on the right track, though. It's going to be great. You're getting and seeing a lot of people like he's talking about, where he's an all-inclusive type facility, taking care of every need, and he's a great proponent, which we've talked about many times, defining service, giving people what they need before they know they need it. And when you go to his courses, you'll see that when you get there. There's the little things when I would go there when you have those eyes and you look around, and I go to his courses and it's all lined up. It's what people really are looking for. And he does a good job. He's mentioned family with women in the deal. What I've noticed when I go there is women feel comfortable at his facilities. That's really important. Different than it used to be, where, guys are playing cards and smoking all sorts of. He's got a good thing going. And like I say, he's a good operator. I'm not really worried about him.
Well, and let's segue to that because
plus I'll give him his 50 cents. That'll take care of this problem.
I have had the best day of my life right here.
That'll be framed and put on a wall.
Copy of this tape, please. I will need a copy of the tape.
You get it.
Hey, Jack, speaking of your facilities and women's golf, you got a big event there coming up this week. The Wisconsin State Women's Open, hosting that tournament. What were some of the things that you got involved with, or your people over there, in terms of having a successful tournament, but a safe tournament as well? What's going to happen there this week?
Well, first of all, we're lucky here that I've always got additional courses for my members to play. So we can do more events than really most clubs. So we like doing them, and our members like us doing them. So, it's not just the Ladies State Open. We've got the Boys State Open Championship. Boys State Junior, excuse me. We've got the American Junior Golf Association in next month at Merrill. We've got state father-daughter. Next year, we've got the state women's amateur. But to today's challenge of running an event, we're doing most of the same things I'm doing with our members. We did need to work with the Wisconsin PGA on some of their protocols to make sure they balance, or to make sure that our protocols work for them. But the industry really has kind of rallied around some basic fundamentals and minimizing touch points and those kind of things. I don't think it's really that challenging for us. It's fun to get the golf course lit up and put on a good show for our players. And so we've had ladies here for a week or two trying to play practice rounds, get ready for what we can do to the greens here at Brandy Brook. And that's not a safety thing; it's just a fast thing. Mm-hmm. So we're looking forward to having them. We think we'll have a great championship. I hope one of our women win it, but that's not the reason we host it. It's just one of the incentives to host it. So,
how would you describe Brandy Brook as a course?
Big piece of land. Honestly, this project probably should have never been built because they minimized the number of real estate units on a 430-acre site. And so over 300 acres here is open space and golf course. It's just big. And it's so a great piece of land, a couple hundred feet of elevation change. I wouldn't say the architecture is the greatest on earth because I'm the architect. So I wouldn't call it Pete Dye who had his hands on it. We really had a good piece of ground that we didn't screw up too bad.
No, there's no bad holes.
So with that, you've got.
There's no bad holes.
I mean,
no bad holes.
Well, thank you, Dennis.
Thanks,
Dennis. Holes. But I think we all look at things and go, this could have been better, that could have been better. Yeah. So we play with that a little bit. But what we do have is great turf conditions. And our golf course superintendent, Jake Renner, I think does a job second to none. And we love our A4 greens that we can do some real fun stuff with in the summer. We've been getting into these stack shot bunkers, so we've been adding those in places, and that's kind of fun. I think you remember the site, one for the clubhouse behind the ninth green,
yep.
And two for just the great piece of land it is. There's just a lot of long vistas that I think that's what you remember as much as anything here.
No,
is green speeds and great views. So
good stuff.
Well, Jack, we appreciate your time on the air. You have the commitment. You're going to get to 50 cents. So we've accomplished that, I think, here tonight. And
I think we need to play again, Dennis.
Yeah, we better play again. But I got to talk to you about something else. I got something else in the wind that might really appeal to you. Watch this.
I bet you do. You always do.
I do. I'll call you, though. I meant to call you before, but I'll share with you a couple of things. We'll get everybody listening on the air.
Now,
they'll be listening on the air what it is, but it's really kind of an interesting thing, kind of cool, and I'll chat with you about it. But I'm not telling anybody else.
Thanks, Jack.
It's going to cost me 50 cents to get this idea, right?
That's it. At least 50. Move the decimal point to the right, buddy.
Thanks, Jack. All the best to you.
I'll see you, buddy. I'll see you.
Thanks very much.
That's Jack Gaudian, and
he's quite. He's. We didn't do him justice. We did him justice by letting him talk, but really, he's kind of a phenomenal person.
Well, they've got Brandy Brook, they've got Bristol Cone Pines, Merrill Hills, and Bergamot here in Madison.
Yeah, not in Madison. It's in what is that?
Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah, that may be not his best thing there, but the other ones are strong, very strong, and he's right about this. You take a look at the pools that he's got there and stuff like that. Talking about families. It's very good. But if on the day-to-day stuff, he is one of the people that you'll learn how to inspect what you expect. He is on top of every part of what's going on.
And, you talk about golf courses, and we don't really mention it that much. Memberships are available here at Cherokee, for an example. You can call and find out because obviously you could use some members and that type of thing. But you're making some improvements here. In fact, the last 3-4 days, a number of truckloads of sod have come in.
Oh, yeah.
You're closing some of the bunkers here at Cherokee and that kind of thing. Trimming some trees and doing that, improvements inside the building and that type of thing. So just kind of summarize what's going on here.
All that sort of stuff. Well, we've been here a while, and some of the stuff was getting to be old looking. So we hired an architectural firm. ADIC, the people from the Dells who do this type of stuff, had given us a format. And there's still more to come as we get on. That's what I was talking about. As we get on, there'll be more to talk about that. Jack was talking about facility where a lot of things are. Well, we have a lot of things between golf.
Cherokee's
and
one of
tennis.
the most unique courses in the state because of the facilities.
Facilities, that's right. The value here, if that's what you play, but it's when you're talking about families, what she's talking about, when you have a pool, when you have pickleball, when you have tennis, indoor tennis, outdoor tennis, and then you got an outdoor golf range where you
year
round, and golf. And, there's a lot of things here that would appeal to now a family. And he brought that up. I think families got closer together in this environment that we're into now. And this is why you're seeing this outbreak of people. I've never seen so many husband, wife, and kids, or mothers and kids out here playing as I have in the last month. Phenomenal. It's been great. So I think it's coming along. And I think you're going to find another thing, that courses that are city, state owned are going to go by the wayside. Either they're going to be developed into something, or they're going to give those because cities aren't doing too good. As you know, some of the things cause a lot of problems. And this is one of the areas where you take in our course here, it's common knowledge that some of these courses lost a lot of money. And they're not going to keep losing that money all the time to pay.
You're talking about city courses.
Yeah, city courses. And they have done a great job here for a long, long, long time. But, when you check the record since 1981, play has gone down there. Well, so has the revenue. And now all of a sudden you're getting that. So they're going to find, not Madison specifically, but Madison and others, where you're going to find the public courses are going to go sideways just a little bit. Public courses that are not company owned or privately owned or member owned, those are going to go by. And this is where the struggle is coming all throughout the whole state, that it's difficult for them. They're not going to keep subsidizing this stuff when other particular areas are losing money or need the money. So golf, even though it's important, it's still one of those elite sports,
And we'll be back with Bobby Stricker and chat with her about a number of things, including her golf game and who's her dream foursome after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. If you have any concerns about your policy coverage or about making payments, please call us at 1-800-MY-AMFAM or visit amfam.com. We'll keep being here when you need us. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Sculpted by glaciers, played by champions. The University of Wisconsin Golf Course University Ridge is open for play and awaiting your arrival. The Robert Trent Jones Jr. designed University Ridge is now offering 18-hole walking green fees for as low as $46 plus tax Monday through Thursday. This 18-hole rate will not last long, so visit universityridge.com or call 608-845-7000 to reserve your tee time today. Play where the Badgers and pros play. University Ridge.
How would you like to play golf at Wild Rock in Wisconsin Dells or UW Ridge here in the Madison area and support the Golf Effect charity at the same time? That's right, you can play Wild Rock and UW Ridge for $50. That's a great price for those two courses, and by the way, it includes the cart. All you have to do to get your passes is go to the website that's called thegolfeffect.org. Click on the golf passes, order the number of rounds you would like to play. You can pay for them through PayPal, and Cherokee will send you the amount of passes that you ordered. By the way, those passes for UW Ridge are good Monday through Thursday, and Wild Rock is good Sunday through Thursday. There's a limited number of passes to be sold. Trust me, they're going to go fast. A chance for you to play Wild Rock and UW Ridge for $50 by going to thegolfeffect.org.
30 seconds.
Back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us right now is Bobby Stricker, a redshirt junior on the UW women's golf team. She's going to be playing in the Wisconsin State Women's Open this week. And Bobby, welcome to the program. Before we talk about golf, I was looking at your bio in the Badger book for women's golf, and want to talk about a couple of these. They ask you various questions. Favorite golfer, Zach Johnson. Tell us why.
That's in there?
Zach's in there. That's what they said. Is that a surprise to you?
Interesting, right?
Well, I'm surprised you didn't say my dad.
Oh,
first,
you said
but...
they said your dad first, but then Zach Johnson.
Okay, good. Okay. Zach Johnson. Well, first of all, I know him personally, so that played a huge factor. Just a really nice guy, and I really like how he plays his game. I don't really know why I like it. I just like it.
Because he's a good
he's
player.
So much straight. Yeah.
He's a good
so
player.
Much straight. His short game's always good when we watch, but I like him as a person first and foremost.
That's what we guessed when I
been
told
nice
Dennis.
nice.
We had something to do with him as an individual. Here's another one that I find very interesting. Your dream foursome.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the book, too. Do you want to say who that is?
It?
In your dream foursome.
No.
It
Can
says,
you tell me what I wrote?
You, obviously,
Uh-huh.
Jesus, your great-grandpa, and Arnold Palmer.
There you go. That's her.
Is that even
I
close?
put a lot of thought into that one.
Did you really?
Yeah. I did, yeah. No, that's accurate to this day. I'd say that'd be my dream foursome.
Tell me why. Just out of curiosity, we're having a little fun here. What went into that thinking?
Yeah. Well, Jesus, because Jesus. I mean, I'm a believer, and I think it'd be awesome to see him play golf. My great grandpa, right, was my other one.
Yep.
Yep, because I never met him, and I've heard a bunch of stories about him. So I think it'd be a kick to see him play golf. And then Arnold Palmer, well, again, because it's Arnold Palmer. He was always, I met him once, and I don't know, he's just, he's a legend. So I think it'd be awesome to play golf with him also. He was always really nice too. And the one time that I met him, he was super nice to me, and I know my dad has cool stories about him too. So
now you're going to play a two-man best ball. Who would be your partner?
Oh, great question.
Come on,
I think I'd take Grandpa Caesar.
Yeah, you're probably right. He'd intimidate him.
And Jesus, I was going to kid you and say that he'd give you all the putts, right? He'd give them to
but
you.
he can't. You know,
Yeah.
but he can't even hit a
That's
one iron.
funny.
You know, you hear that joke?
Yeah.
But the guy
Go ahead.
The guy put the one iron up in the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Or lightning storm,
yeah.
and the guy says even Jesus can't hit a one iron. So there you go.
That's good.
Your grandpa's on a roll tonight, Bobby. He
I'm
started.
sure he is.
He started the program by saying, when we were talking right before your dad, he's talking about the Colonial Golf Tournament. And he said, "Did you know they had a sponsor down there this weekend that nobody knew about?" And we said, "Who's that?" And he said, "Evinrude." Go look at him, and he goes, "Putt, putt, 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 putt."
There
A
you
lot
go.
of putting, a lot of putt putts going on down there.
That's right.
Golf superstitions. Have you got one that involves the golf ball?
Not with the golf ball, but with my ball mark.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Tell us.
Yeah, not. Was that in there?
Yep.
Yeah, not so much when I start playing, but I'll start paying attention to like what side of the coin. So I have a ball mark that's a W on one side and a Bucky on the other, and I'll start paying attention to what side of the ball mark is making more putts. So as the round goes on, I'm super conscious of what side I'm putting down. But that's really it.
And your dream job is working with the media on the PGA Tour. Still true?
It is. Yep. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's still true.
She would be good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Recap for us something that happened to your career in 2008. I haven't had 9 birdies in a summer. You shot a 66 and had 9 birdies in one round. Tell us about that day. That had to be unbelievable.
Yes, I think that was the first time I had ever broken par too in a tournament. And to do that, that day I will never forget. I would get on the green, be putting, and I'd look at the ball and I just like knew it was going to go in. It was unexplainable, really. My mom was caddying for me, and I kind of it was just funny. I making the turn. I had made a bunch of putts before making the turn, and I remember on number 10, I made this like one that you're not even expecting to make. Like outside 25 feet, and I made it, and I looked at her and I'm like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, for sure a special day. I also went on to win that tournament, and that was my first really real win since I was like 12. So I don't know, the whole thing was just really cool. That day was really special. I actually think about that day quite a bit when I'm playing, just to kind of channel some of those vibes that I had that day. But for sure special.
That was at Brown Deer, by the way.
Right.
That was Brown Deer.
Yeah.
Those greens are not that easy to putt at Brown Deer.
Bobby, we're going to run out of time here. I had more questions, but maybe we'll have you back a little bit later on in the summer. Ryder Cup competition, one of the highlights that you say for you personally is watching the Ryder Cup. How cool is it to have your dad as coming up as captain of the Ryder Cup? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I got goosebumps when you said it. It's so cool, and golf is obviously a huge deal in my family, and it's cool because we make it a family thing. And that competition in particular is something also very special to all of us. And the fact that he gets to do that, to be a captain, to have it be here also of all places, I'm so pumped, and I really hope it happens the way it should. And I'm honestly just very proud of him and what he's done to get to this point. And it's just a cool thing that we all get to share, and we've all been in it, being a part of it, which has also been a really cool thing.
Thank you, Bobby.
So
we appreciate your time very much. Good luck this week at the Wisconsin State Women's Open. We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Mommy, look at my boat. It's sailing.
Introducing the Her Journey Around the World started in our overflowing bathroom sink policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Get a quote. Find an agent. Visit amfam.com for homeowners policy information.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A cherished family visit looks different today at Oak Park Place, but the feelings of love and support haven't changed. The focus is always on resident health and safety. Thank you to the families for finding unique ways during difficult times to connect with loved ones while maintaining physical distance. A wave and a smile from outside, a yard sign with a special message, all to bring joy to the residents. They have locations on Madison's east side in the Nakoma neighborhood, Janesville, Baraboo, Oak Creek, and Wauwatosa. Visit oakparkplace.com.
4.
Wow, you're terrible at golf. Who taught you?
I Googled it.
You need to meet with Tiz.
What's a Tiz?
Dennis Tiziani, Wisconsin Golf Hall of Famer. He has over 50 years of playing and teaching experience with a ridiculous list of championships and champions. Maybe you could be his next protege.
Where can I find him?
At the golf range at Cherokee Country Club.
Well, what if I'm not a member at Cherokee Country Club?
Well, the golf range is open to the public, but have you ever thought about becoming a member? They have a new membership program where you can pay for what you play, whether you play once a week, once a month, or just want an unlimited option.
Wow, sounds like an ace in the hole. Where do I sign up?
Just call me, Kristen the Piston, at 608-241-8788, and I'll get you all teed up.
Cherokee Country Club is the only club in Madison to offer indoor and outdoor tennis, swimming pool, and social individual, family, and junior memberships. Call Kristen today at 608-241-8788. Cherokee Country Club. Pay for what you play.
We'll have 2.5 minutes here at the end. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I got you. "30 seconds here.
We're back on Talking Golf and the Golf Effect Radio Network. Dennis, time for a tip or two.
Oh,
I've got a mental block on chipping all of a sudden.
That's
I'm chipping terrible. Can you, in a very short period of time, what's the key to chipping?
just pick it up and then throw it. No, what you want to do,
I've done that a couple of times.
There's a couple of things that you should do. One, you have to identify how much of the back of the ball you could see. If you can see a lot of the back of the ball, then a whole bunch of things open up. Then you have to if it's not a good lie, you take your heaviest club, 56, 60, and make sure you hit the ground. Then you want to figure out how far is from the ball to the green, and then how far from the green to the hole. That'll give you the club. If you've got a long distance from the edge of the green to the hole, then you can take a running club. If it's not so long, then you can pick a lofted club. And then there's a couple of things. One, when you address the ball, you'll notice that there's a triangle formed between your shoulders and your arms, big triangle, right? Just move the triangle to the right, and just like rock the baby, move the triangle to the right and to the left.
Triangle.
Move the triangle and do this as your tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And make sure
keep that triangle
consistent.
Yeah,
keep the triangle. Yeah, so it'll say, well, there's no wrist break. Well, you're right. You don't need a wrist break. You're only going a little ways. And then moving that triangle, that's really important. 1, 2 is extremely important. That'll give you the rhythm to do it. And here's the most important thing. Make sure that the club hits the ground under the ball. It's the bounce at the bottom that gets the ball up. Don't try to pick it up. Make sure the club hits the bottom of the ground, and use the bounce to hit it. So you use a triangle, rock the baby, 1, 2, and make sure that I hit the ground.
All right, we're out of time for tonight. For Kevin Ryan, Dave McCann, Dennis Tiziani, Steve Stricker, Paul Brown, Bobby as well. Thank you for listening tonight to Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. We'll be back in 1 week and do it one more time. So we hope you'll come back and see us then. And that's our program tonight on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Wow.
This is Fox Sports 1070, The Game, WTSO Madison. Available